Hey, welcome to Therapy by Gabby. I'm Gabby, and that's Cooper, and I talk about things for therapists, therapy goers, and about the mental health experience in general. Today's video is going to be the one that my Instagram followers voted for, so if you're not already connected with me on my other socials, I am at Therapy by Gabby on TikTok and Instagram. Go ahead and follow me over there and then come back and watch the rest of this video. And now that you followed me over on my Instagram and TikTok, make sure that you subscribe to my channel here and turn on that notification bell so you can get notified every time I post a video. I have another video about my boundaries and my therapy private practice coming up in the next couple of weeks. Okay, let's talk Amazon favorites. This is going to be in no particular order, and I've never done this before, but I'm going to do my best to, as I talk about the products, put like a picture of them on the screen right here. I'm also going to drop all of the links to the products below, and it's important to know if you shop through those links or if you shop through my Amazon storefront, I do earn a small commission on those purchases. We're gonna go ahead and start strong with beauty products, and one of my most asked questions on my social media platforms, aside from therapy related stuff, is what mascara do you use? So here it is. I've talked about it before, but I use Maybelline Lash Sensational. Usually like the blackest black, midnight black. That is what is on my eyelashes in all of my videos. Next up, we have the moisturizer that I use, and I can never remember if it's called Cetaphil or Cetaphil, but this is what I use, and it is the Moisturizing Cream Ultimate antioxidant for dry, irritated skin. I've talked about this in some of my other videos on like Instagram and TikTok, but I used to have really bad acne and I use Epiduo and tretinoin. And so tretinoin really dries out your skin. This has been the best moisturizer for me, and I really do feel like it's repaired my skin barrier, because when I used to put on my Epiduo and tretinoin, my skin would burn. Probably not supposed to do that, but after using this, it doesn't burn anymore. Another question I get on my social media platforms is how do I curl my hair? And I use the Ionic curling iron, and I believe I use the 1.5-inch barrel. Before I bought the Ionic, I used a different curling iron, just like one of the cheaper ones that you can get for like 20-50 bucks. And the Ionic, she is pricey, but she is well worth it. There is a significant difference. Do you need her? No, you'd be fine with the other curling irons, but if you have the space to splurge and you want to, I would go with her. And every time I curl my hair, I use Living Proof products. This is what she looks like. I use the Living Proof Dry Texture Spray every time I curl my hair. I use the Living Proof Dry Shampoo as well. Next category, health and wellness. So I want to be very clear, I am not a doctor and I am not your doctor. So if you're considering any of these products, make sure that you're talking with your own individual health providers to assess if they are the right fit for you. These are products that I talked about with my doctors and are the right fit for me. I am not a doctor. I am not your doctor. Okay, let's get into it. I've shared before that I struggle with chronic fatigue, and at one point I was working with a holistic doctor to hopefully get some energy back, and one thing that we talked about was supplements. And so I am not pregnant. I am not trying to get pregnant, but one of the supplements we talked about was prenatals. I use the Thorne Basic Prenatal, and I have to say it does make a difference. I know doctors are sort of like, they have different opinions about vitamins. Some people are like, you just pee them out. They're just expensive pee. Maybe. But for me personally, I do notice a difference in my energy when I take my vitamins versus when I don't. Then when I was working with my psychiatrist and we were talking about some of my anxiety, it seemed very similar to OCD symptoms. I was told that this N-acetylcysteine, I don't know how to say it, NAC is supposed to be helpful for people who have OCD. So I also take one of these a day, and I don't know if it's other stuff that I'm doing in my life or just this supporting the other things that I'm doing in my life, but I do feel like it makes a difference. Last year, I got so sick. I was sick like 6 times from October until March, and I was like down bad. And so I went through this thing of like, I can never be sick again, and how do I prevent that? Obviously, you can never fully prevent it, but one of my friends told me about this. This is the SkinSmart Antimicrobial Facial Cleanser, removes viruses and bacteria. It's an FDA-cleared skin mist. I use this at the end of every day, so if I'm seeing clients in person, at the end of the day, I'll spray this on my face before I leave the office. If I'm going out in public, like in a store or just in like a very busy area, when I get into my car, I'll spray this on my face again, or like after the gym. It's hard to know if this actually works or it's just good timing. Like I got all of the sickness out of me by the time I started using this, and now I just haven't been sick. But regardless, it makes me feel better. I'm not taking any more chances. Next, we have my Levoit Air Purifier, and I forget which model this is, but I will link it below. And again, after I was sick so much last year, I got allergy tested. I already knew I had asthma, and it got way worse after I had COVID, and I have long COVID. But I got allergy tested. Turns out I am allergic to quite a few things, including dogs. And as you can see, I have a dog that sheds quite a bit. So I got an air purifier. And let me tell you, I did not expect how freaking gross this thing is when you clean it. I've had it for, I don't know, maybe a month and a half, and I cleaned the filter for the first time, and it was nasty. So I assume it works. I recommend it. Moving on to the next category, we have the items that I use for content creations, the things that I use to make my YouTube videos, my TikToks, all that good stuff. And the very first product is going to be this microphone, which is the Blue Yeti, and I want to be very clear, I don't really know what I'm doing with it. I'm sure it has way better settings that I just don't know how to set up, but I played around with it and I feel like the setting is fine for now, and hopefully it sounds good on your end. I'm sure if you are better with tech stuff, then you would get an even crisper sound from it, but I really like this mic. The next product I can't show you because I'm using it right now, but it is the magnetic selfie stick tripod. And I bought this when I just recently got my new phone, and I love the magnetic tripods way more than the ones that you have to pinch your phone. So I'm using that right now, and I was kind of concerned it wasn't going to hold the weight of the phone well, but honestly it works really nicely. And the last one, it is the Apple USB-C digital AV multi-port adapter, and that is what is allowing me to connect my microphone and my phone charger to my phone so that I can film these long form videos. I do recommend buying the Apple version. Yes, the off-brand is cheaper, but I bought the off-brand first and it doesn't work. It'll get you halfway through your video and then the audio will break off and it'll be so frustrating. So just save yourself the time, energy, and buy the Apple version. I have just a few items for car/travel accessories. So the very first one is going to be this plastic suitcase cover. So a couple years back, I bought the Béis suitcases, and if you know anything about Béis, they are pricey. They are beautiful, they are worth it, they hold up, but they are pricey. And if you're gonna spend that much money on a suitcase, you probably wanna protect it. But did I wanna buy the Béis plastic cover? No, it was very expensive. So I went on Amazon and I found a cheaper version, and it does work. It doesn't fit it perfectly, like the actual brand one would probably fit it, but it does work. The next item is the car trunk organizer for car storage. I keep this in my trunk for any storage, but I also bring it to Costco, which is really helpful. I do want to talk about one home cleaning item, I guess you could call it, which is the Saver Home Indoor Plug-in Fly Trap. One thing to know about me, I hate bugs. They gross me out. And I live in an area where bugs easily get into my house and it grosses me out. So I plug these in around my house. They have a sticky sheet on the back. Bugs land on them, and then when they get full, I throw them away, replace them with a new sticky sheet. Next, we're gonna talk about things from my kitchen and my coffee bar, and we're gonna start off with the coffee mugs that I use. They are called the vintage coffee mug set. You get 2 of them and also 2 golden spoons. I really like them. Obviously, they're not actually vintage because you're buying them off of Amazon, but they are really pretty. They do what they're supposed to do. Yeah, I like them. I do also like these little espresso shot cups. I think they're really cute and they just make me happy when I look at them. Are they a necessity? No, but they bring me a little bit of joy. Next is my simple modern tumbler. This is 40 ounces. This is what I drink my water out of every single day. I have a couple of these because, like I said, I got sick a lot, and so it's important for me to switch out my water bottle every couple of days. I have had the Stanley and Owala tumblers before. My favorite is the Simple Modern, and I believe this is the cheapest out of all 3 of those. I will say I didn't love the straw that came with the Simple Modern tumbler, so I just bought Stanley straws and I just use them, and it's fine, and it works great. So, like I said, I personally prefer these over Stanley's, and they are a little bit cheaper. I love coffee, and I drink a double espresso shot every single day, and you can probably see my coffee bar a little bit over here in this corner. I use the Nespresso machine, and I will link the specific model that I use because I don't remember it off the top of my head. But obviously, because I have an Nespresso, I use Nespresso pods, and I will buy the Starbucks ones occasionally off of Amazon. Jumping into health and exercise stuff, we're gonna start off strong with these Cliff energy blocks. So my best friend, you know who you are if you're watching this, she got me into running. I think it was last year. We ran a half marathon. Well, I did. She ran the full marathon in Anchorage, Alaska. And when I knew that I was going to run this half marathon, I knew that I was going to need like some energy sources, but I don't like the goos. They freak me out. So I opted for gummies, and I think 1, they taste good, and 2, I like the texture, and 3, they are easy to eat even while running. I buy these off of Amazon in bulk because it's a little bit cheaper to do it that way than buying them singles at like Walmart or something. Another running related item is this zip up vest, and I did wear this in my half marathon in Anchorage, Alaska. I also wore it when I ran a half marathon in Madison last summer. I really like this vest because I feel very secure when I wear it. So it zips up, I can put my phone over here, and it has a plastic covering that's touchscreen, so I can still open this up and see my phone, switch music if I need to, answer text messages, pull it out, whatever. It's easy access. Over here, there's another pocket where I put my inhaler. I also carry a pocket knife with me if I'm running by myself. And there's even pockets up here, so I can store like my keys or other, I don't know, random small things. This did also come with one of those collapsible water bottles, The Haunted Self, which is a book about trauma and dissociation. I have already done a YouTube video on my books that I recommend as a therapist, so I will link that below and you can check that out where I talk more about this book and a bunch of other books. Next up, we have this chair that I use in my home office when I do virtual sessions. I filmed a TikTok and someone commented and was like, "Do you actually use that chair when you're seeing people?" And I was like, yes. Yes, I do. When I am seeing people virtually from my home office, I like to have a very comfy chair. Even though you're not being physically active, sitting in one spot for a very long time is hard on your body. So I think it's important to have a chair that makes you feel comfortable and you can sit in a way that your body needs to and just be able to accommodate to yourself. So this is the chair that I actually use when I am seeing people virtually from home. In the background of that picture, you can also see those hanging vines on my wall. I am not great at decorating. I really suck at it. And I was like, you know what? My clients probably get tired of staring at just me in a blank wall. So I put those hanging vines and I don't know, in my opinion, they work. They're fine. They're good enough quality for me. I'm realizing I didn't have a ton of therapy related Amazon favorites, and most of them are the books that I read. So if that's what you came to this video to see, make sure you watch my YouTube video on books that I would recommend as a therapist. You're probably gonna enjoy that one a lot more. And the last category in this video is going to be my favorite clothing from Amazon, and really the only brand that I'm gonna talk about is CRZ Yoga. I feel like, again, I am not a fashion girly. Most of the stuff that I wear is like leggings, athleisure, athletic clothing. So those are the only things that I'm going to talk about. And I wear leggings pretty much every day. I used to love the Lululemon Align leggings, and I had a couple pairs of those, and then I went to buy more, and I feel like they changed the Align fabric, and I didn't like it. So at that point I was like, this is not worth spending $100 on a pair of leggings. I started buying the CRZ Yoga Butterluxe leggings, and I really do like them. I have, I think, like 4 pairs of them. They're not the exact same quality as Lululemon, but they are pretty damn good for the price. I also love the CRZ Yoga Butterluxe zip-up jackets. I have them in white, black, and green. I recently posted a short where I'm wearing it, so you can check that out and kind of get an idea of what it looks like. They are really, really comfy. I wear them for leisure as well as when I'm working out. And I wear their sports bra literally every single day. A real bra? Who is she? Don't know her. I wear the sports bra every single day. And I have it in a black, white, and brown. And that's all for my Amazon favorites today. Like I said, I will link everything below, including the YouTube video where I talk about my book recommendations as a therapist, so you can check that one out. And be sure to follow me over on my Instagram and TikTok at Therapy by Gabby. If you're not already following me here over on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, like, comment, turn on the notification bell so you can get notified every time I post a video. My next video will be posted in about a week from now, and that will be on my boundaries as a therapist in solo private practice. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you at the next one.